of a challenge, right? And then you add the pressure of being tough physically and mentally to keep a starting spot on a sports team.
It's the kind of stigma that could make any young athlete just shut down. And that makes it that much more important to take time to talk with your kids. Here's Danica Lewis.
Knees and concussions.
They're the worst case scenarios that run through a mom's brain.
Well, I don't want him to get hit in the face.
As her son runs around on AstroTurf.
They have a lot of energy and a lot of drive, so they just kind of go for it, whereas I'm the mom thinking, don't run into that big kid.
Erica Stuart's son, Butter.
His name is William, but he goes by Butter, like a stick of butter.
Okay, anyway, number 9 is 11 years old, which makes 6 seasons on the sidelines.
Knocking on wood, he's been pretty lucky. I've seen a couple of kids have to leave with their parents or via ambulance, you know. Rare, but it's happened. But they all want to play in the World Cup. They all want to be Ronaldo and Messi, so they don't think about that, you know?
With every passing year, there's more and more pressure.
Now, not to take anything away from the kids, but Dr. Claudia Reardon watched her brother endure some of the most intense pressure an athlete can experience running for Team USA.
We're talking even 1/100th of a second, because that can be the difference between fame and fortune and second place when it comes to top-level elite sport.
It's what led Dr. Reardon to her career as a sports psychiatrist. Currently, she treats any Badger athlete who may struggle with the stresses of playing at that level.
It is really hard for the athlete who, of course, can't show any signs of weakness on the playing field or on the court, right, to then leave the field, leave the court, and be able to admit to themselves, you know, I'm not feeling really good.
So even for the younger athletes she helps, Dr. Reardon changes the language around mental health struggles. For her, they're injuries.
We need to figure out what kind of treatments we need to give you for this injury. When is the injury sufficiently rehabbed that it's safe for you to fully participate in sport again?
Even those physical injuries, the ones constantly on Erica's mind, those can lead to other challenges off the field.
You get a concussion, suddenly you're pulled from play, and you might worry about, you know, your spot being taken on the team, all sorts of factors. So not just necessarily the underlying biology of the concussion, but that's definitely a risk factor for depression too.
Okay, we know getting a 5th grade boy to talk about how he's feeling.
Does he have feelings?
Is unlikely.
I have 2 older girls, and it's not a problem. So he just doesn't want to talk a lot.
So before some of those deeper conversations begin, Dr. Reardon tries to figure out how someone's sport and their mental health connect.
1, there's something about the sport that caused or worsened the mental illness. 2, it could be that the sport and the mental illness have nothing to do with each other.
The third possibility, Dr. Reardon says, is that all of the moving, the teamwork, the focus is a way to cope with mental health challenges.
Exercise is a powerful antidepressant, anti-anxiety intervention.
Good try, guys.
Then there's what we yell during the game and say after. Whatever our favorite player hears does have an impact.
I loved watching you play today, which says nothing about I loved watching you play because you did a good job, and therefore the implication is if you don't do a good job, I don't love watching you play as much.
So you got to kind of remind him it's just a game, just for fun.
Because even if Butter isn't always talking about what's going on inside his head, Erica will be right outside the wall. Yes, worrying.
You know, even if I'm cheering out here, it's still for fun.
But always looking out for her number 1, number 9.
Come on, Butter! Go, Butter! Oh!
Danica Lewis, WISC News 3.
If you're looking for other resources or ways to talk about the topic of mental health, you can always go to our Time to Talk page.
Our partners at SSM Health provide weekly tips, advice from doctors, and much more. Just go to channel3000.com/timeforkids.
And Karen Swanson is here with your forecast, and better days are coming.
We have some warmer days ahead, yeah.
With outdoor soccer eventually.
Eventually, yeah. I feel bad for all the kids who are practicing already outside. It's been pretty chilly, and we've had temperature